Big news surrounding the newest Hall of Famer, Mike Piazza. The Mets announced Monday they'll retire Piazza's number 31 in a pregame ceremony before the Mets face the Rockies on Saturday, July 30th. That's the main event in a full weekend honoring Piazza, including a jersey giveaway on Friday night, a bobblehead giveaway on Sunday. You can get your tickets by logging on to Mets.com/Piazza or by calling 718-507-TIXX. And Anthony, when you talk about the significance for both Piazza and the Mets organization for retiring this number, what kind of things come into mind?
Oh, well, one of the first things to me is Piazza does have a love affair with the Met fan. I mean, he's talked about that a lot, and he's said that that's why he's going to have a Met cap on his plaque in Cooperstown. So I think that that's something significant there. You know, to me, I'm sure that Sal and I can give you a 1-2 punch on this, but it was overdue. You know, the Mets should have done it a while ago, and you know, I think this sort of rights a wrong that it's done. I know they haven't done a lot of guys retired a lot of numbers. He's the first position player in Met history to have his number retired. I mean, I really don't count Gil Hodges. He played for the Mets, but he's up there for managing. You know, so it is significant. I mean, it's not Cooperstown, but it's still a nice thing, and I think it's something that will make Met fans happy in this all of a sudden era of good Met fan feeling.
Right. Oh, yeah, it's huge. I mean, I agree with you, Anthony. It probably should have been done a while ago, but I'm not going to complain about that now because I think it worked out better. Piazza into the Hall of Fame. Mets are actually good this year. I logged on today to Mets.com to buy tickets. They're sold out for that game already. Wow. So when you're a Met fan and you're looking, you know, you go to Citi Field for the rest of your lives to be able to look up at that wall and see the number 31 retired. That was my childhood. That was my whole Met fandom for the most part, going to games at Shea Stadium, watching Mike Piazza. Now you can explain it to your nephews or your children, whatever you may have. When you go out there, I watched this guy who was one of the greatest to ever do it. Nice for the Met fan to finally have that, because you look at the other numbers, honestly, I've never seen Seaver play. You know, never went to a game. Casey Stengel, Gil Hodges. The Met fan needed something like that.
Here are the numbers they've retired. And Andy, same question to you, but is it perhaps even more special for Piazza that the Mets don't do this a lot and they're doing it now, and should perhaps the Mets do this more often?
Well, I like the fact, I mean, the other side of how long did it take you guys, what took so long, the other side of that is that makes it special, right. That makes it rare. So there is something to that. The Yankees are overdoing it like crazy. They're retiring every number under the sun, like Tanyan Sturt's Day, for example. But I think...
I got a Sturt's bobble.
Yeah, I mean, they did that last year, I think. But as far as the Mets, with... what they've done is fine with me. I mean, if I'm looking in the past, I guess I would go Keith Hernandez first. You could have a whole discussion about the 86 guys. You could say Gary Carter, which you would never argue with. Keith, to me, is the real leader of that group. Guys who I know from that group, like Ron and Bobby Ojeda, still look at Keith with sort of reverence of a captain. So that could be a guy. But I don't mind the conservative way that they do this.
All right, so will this now open the floodgates in terms of the future? Will Mike Piazza getting his number retired allow more numbers from the past or maybe the future be retired?
I mean, I would hope that it would. I mean, I'm more inclusive about this thing. The Mets don't really, you know, they don't do an old timers day. So, you know, this would be an opportunity for them to get some history going into the whole thing. You know, I mean, Doc or Darryl would be fine by me. I mean, I'm a little bit older than you guys, so I'll show my age here. Rusty Staub would be a good one. I mean, he was the great Met when there, you know, the great Met offensive player anyway, when there weren't any great Met offensive players. So he would be somebody who comes, I mean, Keith, you know, you're right. I mean, he's revered. He would be a great example, too. I mean, you know, I don't think that it has to be as inclusive as the Yankees are, but it doesn't have to be, you know, so select either.
Well, to be fair, I mean, the Yankees, what they do, all due respect, I mean, they're a great organization, the most historic. It's a joke, right. What they do. Everybody's retired.
It's a nod to their
well, that's the one thing.
To sell tickets.
Well, exactly. That's exactly right. It is a big event where they want to sell tickets, so you got to give the credit to the Mets for not doing that, not cheapening the event. I would not do it, and I love the 86 team. I grew up on that, but if you put one in, then I think you got to put all. If you retire one's number, you got to retire all. I'm not doing that. I think it should be a special thing. Maybe Gary Carter, because he was a Hall of Famer, and I loved him as a, kid, watched him on the 86 team. But even him, it would be a maybe for me. No Keith, no Doc and Darryl. As much as I love them, I wouldn't do it. I'm making that
the heart and soul of those.
How can you say no Keith?
I love Keith, because if I put Keith and I got to put Doc and Darryl and I got to put Gary, now you're talking about 4 numbers.
And then Rafael Santana.
But here's the thing, though. Don't fans love to pay tribute to the past?
Yeah, but
Keith, what Met fan would complain with Keith Hernandez?
No, but there are ways to celebrate the past, and they
Which
have
they're
done
doing
that.
this year. They're doing all 86 thing this year.
That's another weekend. I want to go out there and get my free championship ring that they're giving out, the replica 86 ring. Those are big things for the fans. You don't have to retire numbers. That's a big-time special thing, and I think the next time it will be done, now you could argue whether this guy is worthy or not, I think it will be David Wright will be the next time after Piazza, and will be
Well, that's a funny one right there, because as much as David Wright is Met for life and chose to stay here and everything, if he doesn't win a championship, how do you put David Wright in there if you're not putting Keith?
I know.
Daryl. So that's going to be something for 10 years from now. God willing, with the back 10 years from now. But that's a discussion for later, but that could be a hot topic down the road, David Wright.
You retire Keith's number, though.
I would retire Keith's number. I just think that, as I said, knowing a lot of those guys and knowing Keith and knowing what he still means to them, he really sticks out as the guy that was the heart and soul of that era.
Yeah, absolutely. This guy was a weapon on defense, and there weren't many first basemen who could do that. And I just think he was the heart and soul of those teams, and he deserves it.